impressing clay or stamping clay. Tools and objects to consider.
First, let's discuss the difference between impressing clay versus stamping clay. Although similar, they are different. Impressing clay. Pressing items into leather-hard clay to create an original textural surface. Types of tools: textiles, wood, metal, found random objects. Result: an original textural clay surface. Stamping clay. Pressing a carved tool, stamp, with a specific design, pattern, or letter into leather-hard clay to create a reproduction of the stamp's surface design. Tools: rubber, metal, wood, or plastic stamps. Result: precise design or pattern. So again, although similar, they are different. Sometimes you'll hear these terms being used interchangeably. I find at times I do that myself, but they are very different.
There are a lot of tools that can be used to impress into clay. Commercial stamps, clay stamps, handmade clay stamps, metal tools, wooden stamps, wooden objects, found objects, fabric, textiles, a lot of different textural items as well. We'll go over a few of these. First, I'll start with commercial stamps. These are commercial stamps that can be purchased, foam, rubber. They come with a variety of designs. Metal letter stamps and rubber letter stamps. Next, there are clay stamps, and these are stamps that can be made and impressed by using other tools. And sometimes both sides are used, and in another video I will go over how these look stamped into the clay. A stamp like this might be made by taking clay at the leather hard stage and simply taking a needle tool and impressing it into the clay to create a texture. In another video, I'll go over how to make clay stamps. Clay wheel stamps can also be made to roll over the clay. Next, there are wood stamps. There are commercial wood stamps that can be purchased. Also, other wood items that will press nicely into the clay. And we'll go over the different types of materials and how they work, whether they're porous or not, and how to prepare the clay in order to use these type of stamps. Metal items can be used to stamp into clay. Screws, nuts, bolts, it's a little pendant, dragonfly. The tip of this is a little eyeglass screwdriver, and the end can give a little tiny flat line. Metal ball stylus. The thing with using the metal tools is that the surface of the clay has to be at an exact stage where the metal items won't stick to the clay, and I will demonstrate that. The last set, which is my favorite, are found items. So this is like a little pod, and they come in different shapes, even though the pod's the same. There's different shapes. This is just a pencil holder, and in the video on impressing and stamping clay, I'll go over how this can be used. Chopsticks. Chopsticks are one of my favorite because they can come in different sizes and use the ends, a little round end, a larger round end. And if I turn them, I have a rectangle and then another small round end. So they come in a variety of shapes and sizes. And this is just a little sponge, but I might use the end of the sponge to make a larger round impression into the clay. So with the clay stamps, the wood stamps, metal stamps, found objects, and commercial stamps, we'll actually press straight onto the clay. There's another category of making impressions in clay, and those are where you're taking textured objects and rolling them onto the clay, or placing them directly onto the clay and impressing. So those type of objects that you're going to press and roll might be lace ribbon, textured fabric, textured mesh, textured wood, corrugated surfaces, rope, of a variety of things. Little spring, chain, textured paper, more mesh. The application of the objects that I press directly into the clay is a little different than the application of these textured surface that I roll onto the clay or place onto the clay and then roll over with a rolling pin or pony roller. So they both apply texture to the clay, just the application is a little different, and I will go over that in the impressing and stamping clay video.